Well, Brian, I've been in this battle for a quarter of a century, and I've watched the disintegration of Christian civilization based here in America. And what we're seeing is the end stage of this process with so-called gay marriage. There is no such thing as gay marriage. God established the institution of marriage, one man and one woman. And what the Supreme Court is about to do, and make no mistake, they want to do this, is to find in our Constitution, by judicial fiat, a basis for marriage in homosexual sodomy. And this represents a crossing a line with God that hasn't occurred in the entire history of the world since Noah's flood. And this is not just the problem of sin, sexual sin that's been increasing, and that's a serious issue. But not since just before Noah's flood have human beings celebrated homosexual marriage. There have been many different cultures where homosexuality has been embraced. But according to the rabbis who wrote the Talmud, the final straw for God was when they started celebrating and engaging in homosexual and bestial marriages. The things that are identified in Scripture as the most egregious sins in the Bible, worse than murder, worse than genocide, is sexual perversion that breaks the relationship that God established for us to live by. You look at Leviticus chapter 18. God is explaining to the Hebrews why the Canaanites must be eliminated and why he will have them eliminate them from the promised land. And they're all sexual sins. It's incest, it's child sacrifice, the ancient version of abortion, and it's homosexuality and bestiality. Those four things are the reasons why God said that the land literally itself vomited out its inhabitants. And we're talking very serious consequences for violating those standards.
It's kind of common among Christians to say when the subject of homosexuality comes up, well, it's a sin, but so are a lot of other things. We always want to try to try to minimize the sin of homosexuality by drawing some kind of a comparison, putting it on the same level with other sins. But what I hear you saying is that homosexuality is not a sin like every other sin.
It's not just another sin. It's not just another sin. It's the only sin in the Bible that led to the incineration with fire and brimstone of 4 cities, Sodom and Gomorrah and 2 other cities of the plain. It's the only sin in the Bible associated with the culture of apostasy and the so-called reprobate mind. I've done a brochure titled Not Just Another Sin. It's a set of bullet points from Genesis to Revelation. Every place that the Bible addresses homosexuality, it does it in the context of a person, either a person or society, receiving serious consequences for that behavior. It's really a harbinger of the judgment of God. Homosexuality is as a celebration of homosexuality, not the individual involvement in homosexual conduct, but the celebration by the society is a harbinger of the wrath of God.